So that's hip hop. It's just like a dot in a circle. A dot in a circle.
We are proudly the dot in a cycle. Hello, wonderful people, viewers and subscribers. Recently, there has been this outburst of rage from my people with respect to the comments from the president of Nigeria describing Igbo nation as a dot in a cycle. In my previous videos in response to that comment, I told you explicitly what Buhari meant by saying we are a dot in a cycle. This morning, God revealed to me to look at this dot in a cycle from a different perspective. And that is why you need to watch this video to the end. I am not good in mathematics because when I decided to search the power of a dot in a cycle and what this cycle and a dot is, I was taken to mathematical equations. I am not good at it. When it comes to mathematics, I'm last. That is the truth. But I began to look into it. Let me just take a look at this dot in a cycle. What does it really mean?
First, there is the center of a circle. All points on a circle are at an equal distance from the center of the circle. In fact, a circle is defined as a closed figure, each of whose points are equidistant from a fixed point within it. Another word to remember is radius. The distance between the center of a circle and any point on it is called its radius. A line segment that joins two points on a circle is called a chord. As you can see, a chord can have many different lengths. Can you guess which is the longest chord? It is the one which passes through the center. A chord which passes through the center of the circle is called a diameter. Or we can say that the diameter is two radii put together. Let's move from the center to the boundary of the circle. Any part of a circle is called an arc. An arc that goes halfway around the circle is called a semicircle. The length of the boundary of a circle is called the circumference. Let us do a quick recap. Center, radius, chord, diameter, arc, semicircle, circumference.
Now, in a cycle, you have different parts. You have the radius, you have the circumference, you have the diameter, you have the semicircle, you have there are other ones, parts of the cycle. Now, in all these parts of a cycle, there is only one that is outstanding, and that is the dot in the cycle. Is number one part of the cycle that is solely independent, that stood on its own, that stood out from the rest, that could exist without the rest coming in contact with it. Every part of every cycle depends on the order to become a part in that cycle. Only the dot. Now, my people, you now see why it is natural for you to be independent mindset. A dot in a cycle in Nigeria that was almost annihilated, everything destroyed in their homeland, and they were given just 20 pounds to survive. Today, that dot in a cycle from nothing stood out and became a very strong part in that cycle. And also, you also understand that some of the parts in the cycle depends on the dot in the cycle to exist. So my people, I am becoming more proud of whom I am. I'm beginning to understand what is driving an Igbo man in Nigeria, because they are the dot in the cycle. They are the dots in a cycle. These are people who create things out of nothing. These are people, when they were blockaded, even under war situation, was able to sustain and harness their crude oil. And there was no scarcity of petroleum all through the time of the war in Biafran land. These are the kind of people that created weapons, war materials that still stunt the world up to today. They don't know how they came about those things. These are people that had made mark across the globe in all their endeavors. These are people that have put Nigeria on a map, and yet Nigeria as a country have continued to suppress them. These are people that they don't need any government. They have not been helped by any government, whether state or federal, in any way. But today, come to the east, come to Onitsha precisely, you will see forests of high rising. And all of those high rises have nothing to do with government. It is the effort of a dot in a cycle that have stood independently. My people, be glad. Be glad that you are a dot in a cycle. When they thought that they can do away with the dot in a cycle, they never knew that they are only digging their own graves. Because if you remove the dot in a cycle, the cycle is meaningless. And most part of the cycle will never exist. That is why they clinched. They never liked you, but they will never let you go. They never liked you, but they will never let you go. That is because they know the power of the dot in a cycle. I want my people to understand the powers they have and continue to strive until that dot stands out completely. We will help every other part of Africa, because the world knew that in Biafra, they destroyed Africa. But I tell you, in Biafra, Africa shall rise again. We shall do everything possible to make sure that every colonial lines and cycles in Africa is dismantled, so that every dot of every nation that have been existing independently before the colonial masters came will stand out and develop by itself. That is the message. Share this message. Let everyone get to know about this. I'll be bringing you other videos. Just stick to this platform. Subscribe, like, and share, because every message on this platform is inspired by God and our ancestors to liberate the mind of my people and save them from every oppression. I'm also Jim Peter, the voice of the people, the voice of God. To stay connected, just subscribe, like, share, drop your comment, and stay safe. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.